What's going on, y'all? We back at it with another podcast.
Yo, it's your boy Paul in the building.
It's KT.
Back at it again.
Man, today we ain't been back in a minute, but we going hard today. No bullshit. But we talking about growth and mindset today. You know, growth and mindset. I think that's the one of the biggest parts of the game and one of the biggest parts of even being a young entrepreneur. Just having being able to grow from different things and not being held back. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
And that could be a wide variety of things. It doesn't have to be necessarily just one. It could be a wide variety. Is it still going? You
Yeah,
think?
I was just gonna say the same thing, but then I looked at the clock and clock is still going. I just hope my what you call it still.
No, what if the audio? Oh yeah, but we
Yeah,
gonna submit it
it
though.
should though, cause this is still moving there.
Hey, but we real
You know what
niggas.
I
We got technical
mean?
difficulties. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
All right, but we locked in. We locked in for sure, for sure. Uh, What's the first thing though?
I would say one of my things is what does it mean to you, bro? Like, what does growth and mindset mean to you?
Growth and mindset means to me is just knowing that I could take not necessarily a loss, but I could take a few steps back and I could take a few steps forward and keep going. Without completely failing in life. Um, you know, Knowing that I'm learning and adapting to different, I wouldn't say a whole another lifestyle, but just, different things in life at the same time, Like I said, I'm
Yeah,
learning, I'm adapting, and I'm growing, into,
every day.
yeah, every day into different things overall. This whole thing with fatherhood, mainly, and fatherhood and business. It's tough, but I'm doing it.
Nah, and that's facts. We in the flesh, every day. I think what it means to me is just learning how to take your L's and learning how to not see them all as L's. Just seeing them as different lessons. And I feel like if you could go through some real hard times and be able to still not like crack after, like you know what I'm saying, and go crazy or different things like that, man, you're really growing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying, as a person, because I know when I was younger, man, I was quick to flash out. I still am. I still got a mouth, but I just know that growing is like I was just telling you, man, you a better person than me, man. I would have tripped out on what you was showing me. Like I would have just said, bro, it's
yeah.
good. I'm cool off you.
Like I said, that's one thing I had to learn in the game overall is reaction.
Man, and even we was doing the job. We was doing a job 2-3 weeks ago, and we were working for them, doing everything for them, and it still had an attitude. And I'm over here like, boy, and he having a
Cool, calm,
strong
and
mental.
collective.
Yeah, keeping it collected, keeping it calm, and having a strong mental. Because I know,
You want to get down or what?
man, I know for sure. Like a year or two ago, he would have been like, yeah, it's cooked for y'all.
Man, my bad, Snowhead. My bad, y'all. I didn't mean to put them on.
Yeah, I just know a year or two ago, he would have been like, "Yeah, it's done for y'all." Like, we would have walked straight off some shit like that. Like, we ain't, we
Money
ain't,
involved or
we
not?
ain't hearing none of that.
So
But I think growing in that is just being able to withstand.
yeah, that's a big part of growth right there. Also taking failure as feedback, like you said, not taking the L's as L's, taking as lessons. Learning from the L's. You know, Taking that with a grain of salt and keeping it pushing. People take a L in life and just think it's over with, and just oh damn, I gotta.
Yeah, a lot of people get stuck, and I'm not gonna lie, I get stuck. He gets stuck, but it's all about how you move around that.
Mm-hmm. And keep going.
Yeah, I feel like evolving is it's not a quick process though.
Yeah, it's not, but somewhere somehow you gotta figure out
It's worth it though.
how to how to how to get up out of that.
Yeah, it's worth it in my opinion. You know, just growing out of certain mindsets and growing out of certain ways, and even just cutting certain people off or certain things off. It's something that you're gonna have to do for yourself in order to grow, or even just be in your right mind. You
Yeah.
know, even grow. If you feel like you're stuck, then you need to look at inwardly. Always, you always need to look inwardly.
Let's see. What's a fixed mindset versus
Man, fixed mindset versus a growth mindset.
examples in real life though?
Just ignorance. Like,
Ignorance.
yeah, just being able to, like, only thinking one way on some, like,
Damn.
thinking that you know it all and not wanting to relearn or learn, or you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah, just being kind of blind to that and thinking.
I was just kind of dealing with that with my some employees of mine that I got contracted or subcontracted at this preschool. I had some small complaints, and I was expressing those complaints, as a boss, has to do to my employees, and their feedback or their response to me was just it was just crazy, you know. And me being a boss, I had to take a moment and figure out how to respond to their crazy response. You know, I had to like figure out are these some people to keep on my team,
Yeah, and I think that's like it's definitely hard, but I think one of the main things to be on the team is you have to be willing to listen. You
Exactly.
know, that's one of the main things.
Because one thing I told them in the beginning, when I first brought them on, it's not about running into problems. It's about how we're gonna solve and fix these problems. And
Yes,
when it comes
cause
to the cleaning, it's not many big problems that you could run into. But when it comes to recurring problems, that's when things become big issues. You know what I mean? Like I said, overall, just their response to me was just it was highly crazy. And then I responded in a nicely manner still, and things turned out the way it should have overall. So you know, that was growth for myself and hopefully turned into some growth for them. Dealing with the type of person that I am, and who knows the type of people or bosses that they have dealt with in the past. Um,
I feel like you only get as far as your mindset takes you.
yeah,
Like, if your mind is so with closed and you're so ignorant to the, oh, you know it all, you know it all, you're only gonna get a certain like you're only gonna get a certain amount of abundance. You know what I'm saying? You're only gonna get a certain amount of what you're trying to really get out of everything. But if you're open minded and willing to learn and evolve and
mm,
fuck up and have them struggles, then I just know that it's just you're gonna get the most out of it every time. You know?
yeah, that is another fact. But it's how you used to react to failure before versus now.
Uh man, I don't know. I think I could be wrong. I don't know. I just always kind of looked at it the same way. I could be wrong though, because I have failed in some things in my life and I never picked it back up, and I just said fuck it, you know.
Nah,
But I don't know. Like, I would say I had this is mindset that's just like nothing's gonna stop me. So I could fail 100 times, but I could get that I could get 100 no's, but I'm still gonna get that one yes. So I think that's what just keep pushing me. But man, how do I react now? I would just say now I just know I'm getting closer.
mm,
Like, now when I fail, I know I'm getting closer to what I need to be, where I need to be at. Like, it's like when we're working on my car and we can't figure out the problem. Once we fail at this one or two, I'm like, then
move
we
on to
knocking
the
X's
next.
off. So I'm like, it's got to be one. You know what I'm saying? It's going to come. That's just how I think about it. Like, it's going to, like, no matter what, it's going to come.
Yeah.
As long as you keep on plan A.
Mm,
I don't like to conform to plan B. People be like, well, I'm thinking about doing this, but if it don't work, I got this plan B. What do you mean if it don't work? No, ain't no. I'm not thinking about failing at all. If I start failing, I'm gonna keep going until plan A works. Straight up.
I hear that.
So
Um,
I think I just used to react like when you say used to, we young entrepreneurs, so you could probably say when we was real young, I said I probably just react like I just throw my hands up in the air,
yeah,
and just go to a different avenue or try something different. But now I just know not to go to a plan B.
my bad.
Yeah, now I just know not to go to not to even think about failing.
Yeah, that is true.
You
Um,
gonna fail.
for myself, I would say failure. Failure for me back then. I would just give up. Back then, I would start something. If I fail, then I would just give up and leave it where it was. But now, failure failure is just growth for me. Failure is just more motivation. It's just growth for me. Failure, that's just how I look at it now versus how I used to look at it before. I didn't, have as much faith in myself as before as I do now. So I guess you could just say it as simple as that. Um, failure is motivation.
Yeah, I feel it. How you look at it? You look at it now like that too? Failure is motivation.
Yeah, like I said, that's how I look at it now versus before. Before I used to just take failure as just
Okay, but
for what it was.
what about when it's real bad? Because I mean, they could look at failure as motivation, but once you lose certain things, you start thinking like, oh, like it could be over. You always get them. Everybody get them thoughts.
Oh, when it's real bad.
Yeah. How you look at
Um,
failure as motivation then? Because that people is in their head and they.
I don't know. At the same time, I think failure is an option. Put it that way. And
Yeah.
in a lot of circumstances, failure is an option. So
I
and
I
I choose not to fail or put myself in a position to fail. So that's why when it comes to backups, I don't plan for a failure, or you know what I mean. But that's why we ain't even gonna get into that topic because we
it's
on
like
something else today. But
it's like you
you know.
prepare for the worst, but what I almost had it too. It's like, you want the
uh,
best, but you prepare for the worst type thing. Like.
yeah, you know,
Yes, sir.
growth in business and hustle. Entrepreneurs is all growth. Every L teaches you something. How do y'all stay motivated when business slows down? Shit,
I just know things go like this.
it's like a loopy wave. I look at them
Yeah.
bank statements, and 1 month the bank statement may say 5 grand. 1 month that motherfucker may say 10 grand.
Yeah, I look at everything like this, like a yin and yang. Like everything's a yin and yang. Like if something goes down, it must come back up again.
mm,
So I think you just gotta be patient and stay steady on grind. You know,
yeah.
you gotta look at everything. Like once something goes down, it comes back up, no matter what it is.
That's facts. Yeah, you can't lose motivation when business slows down. That's why most businesses fail within the most 5 years. Business slow down. People slow down all the way. They slow down with the groundwork, the footwork,
I think
the inner work, the social media posting, everything overall when it comes to what they need to be doing to keep securing business and locking in business. So that's when shit gets real serious when it comes to that motivation.
I think when it slows down, that's the time that you need to lock more in on that.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, and that's great because it's head on for what you said. Because remember in 2020 when COVID hit and everything,
Yeah.
why did so much stuff blow up? Because motherfuckers actually came in and locked in and sat down on some shit. So I just think like even when it slows down, that period of time is the time that you need to be studying harder, pushing out more content. Like that's when you need to be going the hardest on the little things.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the big ones, because the little disciplines versus the big ones. If you're not executing the little ones, then it's gonna show in the big results. So
That
I
is
think when it
facts.
slows down, I think just God. I think God's trying to show you it's the time. that you need to lock in on this. You need to lock in on this. You know, you don't want to lose your base. You don't want to lose your fundamentals. So
Stay motivated. Just keep stay focused on the end goal. Um, stay focused on where you're headed, where you're going. Let's see though. What's some lessons that you have learned from bad investments, ideas, or partnerships?
okay, I'm gonna say this right. I'm gonna say this. I think the worst thing out here is getting sold a dream. Getting sold dreams, bro, from
uh,
people that like everybody's out here running around trying to get it. But for the people that's just trying to use you and trying to, you know what I'm saying, for their benefit, bro, I'm tired of that. You know, I'm real tired of that. And that's what I've been tired of for years.
hmm.
Like,
So, what lesson are you expressing that you have learned?
man. I just say, man,
That
do your
moving too
research.
quick.
Yeah, and don't move too fast on an investment, and do your research, do your proper research behind what you're actually putting your money up for, putting your time into. You know what I'm saying? Like some people just hear the numbers and they just be like, "Bro, I need that." No, bro,
Yeah.
you're lost, buddy. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get your money, you know what I'm saying, right straight to.
Mm,
So I would say just do your proper research and understand how to probably do it yourself or try to do it yourself instead of depending on somebody else or an investment. Or even when you do put your money in an investment, like on the phones and everything, man, do the proper research. You know? Like
yeah.
really understand it before you just jump into it. Just because you heard something or somebody told you about it, you know?
That is a good lesson right there. Do your research on whatever it is that you're getting into, or if you're working with somebody, a person, a third party, you know, do your research on that person or that entity, that
Yeah, even that
business.
person. Are they a good do they have good credit? You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like have they paid their money back? Or have they not even paid their money back, but they dues back? You know what I'm saying? Have they fulfilled what they said that they was gonna do? You
uh,
know?
yeah. And also don't excuse me. Don't move too quick. Sometimes, sometimes you
Never.
move too quick. You may think somebody's all good. Things may seem like it's all good and dandy. And actually, people go ghost. I'm
I
just
think when
saying.
something sounds too good to be true, then come on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
I feel like real motherfuckers have real fuck ups. Like real life fuck ups. So I think when
yeah,
something's too perfect, you gotta really do your research on it. Where the flaws at? If there ain't no flaws, then something's wrong.
yeah. All right. Let's see. Why consistency matters more than confidence sometimes. Consistency matters more than confidence sometimes because you could be confident in a lot of things or in just one thing, 100% all the way, and don't be consistent at all. Like shit, you could be confident in a 9 to 5 that you love to do, but don't show up for nothing. So you ain't making no bread from that 9 to 5 or just whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like that consistency don't matter in whatever it is that you want to um, achieve in life more than anything. You know, consistency. Confidence is always needs to be there as well, but consistency more than confidence to me. Um, that's just how I look at it. Showing up for work, showing up for business, showing up for family, you know, anything you want to do in life, that consistency needs to be there. Or I feel like you're just going to continue to fail, whether if it's now, later, or, in the end, you're going to fail without continue to being
Mhm.
consistent.
I think this, bro. I think you can walk, talk, speak. You could pray. You can manifest all with confidence. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't consistently showing up, Yeah, your credit going down, man. Like they ain't calling you. You ain't gonna be needed. You ain't gonna be the dependent. If you ain't consistently there, consistently willing to show up and handle business or provide a service or be a service, and you could be you could be confident in prayer all you want. If you don't consistently meet God halfway, it's not gonna bless you the right way. It's not gonna be the right blessings for you. You're not gonna get it all the way. It's like you're not gonna get it how you want either. So I just think like I said, you could walk, talk, speak. You could do all that with confidence. If you ain't showing up and really putting that pain in, then what are you talking for? What do you got confidence behind? You know.
Yeah, I hear you. I feel you, bro.
I tell you.
The role of humility, being open to learning from others. God damn.
Yeah, it goes back to what I was saying earlier, man.
What's that?
Just not being ignorant, not thinking you know it all.
Yeah, because
Like
people.
I try to tell somebody something just simple and try to
Uh,
just show them, and they could look at me like, "Ah, yeah, all right, bro, I got it, bro, I got it," and then I check their work again, and they still ain't got it. So it's like, all right, bro, like you know it all, you know more than me. I'm gonna just do like my dad do. You know more than me. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing.
yeah,
You're not gonna be on my team, but I finally start getting it, pops. I understand. You know,
I feel you.
that's the biggest part about it.
Um,
Cause
being
I feel like
open.
okay, this too. I feel like even though like you a boss and I look at myself as a boss, we all look at each other as a boss. But like I feel like humility is really being able to learn from anybody. They
Yeah.
could be a crackhead or they could be the boss of the business. I'm going to learn from anybody. I'm going to take away from anybody. You know,
Mm-hmm.
not everybody, but anybody that I choose to listen to. So it's just like,
Why not be open? Why not be willing to learn?
yeah, because I feel like a boss could do that a lot too. A boss could be trying to criticize somebody on their work. You know what I'm saying? And then the employee could criticize the boss on his work. It could go both ways. But I also feel like as a boss, you need to be willing. Like the best boss is being able to listen
Mm.
and learn. If you can listen and learn to even your employees or people under you, bro, you're gonna be the best boss. An understanding boss is the best boss for sure.
It's a plus. Many pluses in that game. Um, what to say? What's one thing you had to unlearn in business to finally start growing? One thing I had to unlearn in business to finally start growing. Um, thinking I could do it all, and that's it. Thinking I could do it all. Thinking I could do it all until I found a team. But I'll be right back. You keep on talking.
You know we in the flesh, bro. Like I said, we real niggas, so real shit happen. It's all authentic. How to deal with doubt, even though this might get cut out. You never know. You might see this. How to deal with doubt and ego and comparison. Uh, just based off, because what I'm talking about is just growth mindset isn't just about the grind, it's about the emotional maturity too. And so how to deal with doubt, ego, and comparison. Let me tell you, boy. Doubt, ego, and comparison gonna come from this. No bullshit. That's the number one thing. And then when you go outside and you start looking around too, that you gotta handle that by yourself too. But man, you can't have no doubt. You can't be egotistical. And just because you not getting what they getting or you think what you in your head about it doesn't mean you need to compare nothing. Like this is your journey, your race. So there's no point in looking at somebody else and being like, oh, they really up and they flashing it. Okay, doesn't matter. They, a lot of motherfuckers. I didn't see motherfuckers win and ball for a whole summer, like one summer, and now they gone for 15 summers. And if you understand what I'm saying, you get it. But yeah, bro, you could ball for one summer, bro, and that's it. You be gone. Like it's like the one hit wonders. It's all that. So it's just about staying relevant, staying real. Don't compare it, because if you everybody's trying to stay relevant. Like I said, stay real. You don't gotta stay relevant with everybody. Stay real with you. The importance of self awareness. Man, man, the importance of self awareness is like one of the biggest. And forgiveness. That's one of the first steps. Like Casper said, that's one of the first steps to actually growth and achieving. Is actually taking accountability and being able to understand where you went wrong. Understand your faults and your downfalls. Like I even heard, like, even in the Bible it says like what like our downfalls and what like our weaknesses is what makes us strong. So that's just how we gotta go about it. How to say grateful during a slow season. Man, you gotta understand that less is more sometimes. And when you don't got a lot, you working with a little bit, you gotta understand that you gotta be grateful and humble for just even that. Because there's people out here that don't got just even that. So I think even when it's slow, you gotta be grateful for when it was popping, because it was popping. It's a potential to get there again. It's going to go up again. So just be grateful for the slow times, the big times. You can't praise God when it's all good all the time, and then when it gets bad, you just like, oh nah, I ain't praying to God, I ain't believe. No, you stick through it like a soldier. You stick through it like a whole soldier. It don't matter. Looking at this shit like, elaborate, B. Lou. Sheesh. Come on, nigga. Nigga got the munchies. Talking about some snacks.
He's back in the building.
Yeah, man, I just gave it to him raw. No, wait, pause.
Whoa, you was tripping though. I'm just playing.
Man, I was going stupid, nigga.
Stupid crazy. Where you come off at though?
I ended off on how to stay grateful
Grateful
in a
during the
slow
slow
season.
seasons. I
Yeah,
heard you. I heard you. He was almost going to taking it away, huh? It's
man, I'm
all
telling
good.
you, man, give me an inch, nigga, I'm taking a mile.
What they say though, you can't grow if you holding on to your old version. At some point, you gotta outgrow who you used to be, and that's the best thing about 2025. Um, yeah, that's the best thing about 2025 for me. Um, might not have too much to do with this podcast a little bit. I ain't even gonna say this podcast, but overall, because outgrown the old version of me. Last year I still held on to some of the what do you want to say? Not doubts. I don't want to say addictions, but what do you want to say? What do you call those things? What do you call those
You
things?
can call it vices, bro.
Vices? Like
Yeah.
when you just doing bad things, hanging out, just like not
No, that's not really vice. Vice is like the weed. Vice is like the alcohol.
okay. Yeah, I
Vice
mean
is
that
like your
type of shit too.
escape. Vice
Yeah,
is
like
like your escape.
yeah. I mean you can call it somewhat vices. But I could
But yeah,
say
you
I
got
kind
caught
of
up in hanging out with the wrong people, man.
yeah.
Hanging out in the wrong crowd, and
I picked myself. Put it that way. I picked myself and I worked on myself. I better myself for my kids. For my family,
for
my
the greater
kids,
better, man.
and I changed who I was and I accomplished so much focusing on myself rather than trying to better others and give so much. I still gave a lot within the year, but I bettered myself more than anything. And I outgrew the old version of who I was, and that shit feels so good. Knowing that I would never go back to the old me feels even more better.
Man, I can say the same thing though, for real. Like the old version of me, like I would not even say the old version, I just say last year, or the year before. And a lot of people can say like, "Oh, I ain't never changed or nothing," but I'm not gonna lie. But January, about 11 months ago, man, I just stopped giving a fuck. I stopped calling motherfuckers. My mindset started to change, and I just went in deep isolation on some. I wanted better for me. I wanted better around me. So I started to really self reflect on what I was doing wrong. So coming now, I just feel so much better that I felt like I was smart and very, aware of myself then, but to be growing out of it feels 100 times better,
Man, what?
because I realized that I knew where I was. I understood it, but I understood what was gonna take me out of it too. And that's what worked, man. That's what helped, man. Just keep going and just not not being, not being ignorant to what I was doing, because I already know I wasn't doing the greatest. I was spending my money in different areas. I wasn't hanging with people that I should have been hanging with. And to look now, it's like I wouldn't even look back.
Why look back and all you see is forward motion, baby?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, at the end of the day, growth is a mindset. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just got to keep it coming. Every challenge is a test, every test is a lesson, and every lesson is a step closer to the version of that is a version of you that your kids, your business, and your purpose needs. So you just got to keep going in life.
Yeah, I think like for real, I really think that before you start anything, like if I'm being so honest, before you start pursuing anything, you have to have that mindset that you're gonna succeed, or like, you have to have that tunnel vision type of mindset, and you have to have the confidence in it. You can't come in there thinking about what everybody's gonna think of you and this, that, and the third. You have to literally have that I don't give a fuck. This is going to work for me. You know, like this is how I say your skills could be top fucking tier, but if your mindset and your confidence and everything's not aligning, man, you're not gonna seek your full potential. It's just not gonna happen. Like you're gonna be downplaying yourself and not putting yourself in them rooms that are being offered to you, but you're just not opening them doors. Like for real. Like I feel like okay, say you got a football game on Saturday for all my young bulls. Man, you before you go in that game, you have to have that mindset. If you got that mindset like, oh, we probably finna lose, man. They look bigger than us, this, that, and the third. You lost already. You're cooked.
Cook for the season.
Yeah, you might as well go back home, put them cleats back up, boy.
Cook for the season. But all right, man. Y'all enjoyed the season or the episode for today. What you got to tell up, KT?
Just remember, man, comfort kills growth. Stay uncomfortable, stay consistent, stay chosen, nigga.
Keep showing up, keep learning, and like he said, stay chosen. Y'all have a blessed one, man. Catch us again.
Yes, sir.